Today we're getting into the latest Tesla news, including new Cybertruck features from Tesla, Tesla officially getting into lithium refining, FSD updates and more, so let's get into it, and a special thanks to Recurrent for sponsoring this video. First up today, one of Tesla's biggest focuses is safety. We continually see Tesla improving safety with software updates, improved crash prevention systems, and ACE independent crash tests. The Model Y actually got the highest score ever from Euro NCAP, but Tesla is never standing still in this regard. They continually receive data from their vehicles, optimize them for safety, and improve things for future iterations of their cars and future platforms. Until now, we've seen their crash test lab in action in Fremont. It's part of their main factory and has been the location where they've worked towards each of their cars receiving incredible safety scores. In late 2021, we learned more details about how Tesla develops their crash safety, and it's really impressive. They said, quote, "By collecting data from the millions of vehicles in our fleet and replicating real-world crash scenarios, we're able to engineer some of the safest vehicles on the road. Then they take this data and instead of designing for crash tests, they design for the real world. Quote, with emerging technologies, there are opportunities. Now we can look at the real world and design for that. An example of this data is that, quote, when the crash occurs, Tesla is able to know the exact seat position and steering wheel position, however the driver adjusted them, and deploy the airbags accordingly for optimal safety. All of this has taken place at Tesla's main factory so far. Recently, though, we've seen Tesla shifting their focus over to Austin, Texas, where their new headquarters are now located. Their Giga Texas factory is large and built from the ground up for Tesla. Soon it will build the Cybertruck, but Tesla is also building a new crash test lab there. A Tesla recruiter posted on LinkedIn this week saying, quote, "Y'all asked for it, Tesla provided. Tesla is building a crash test lab in Austin, Texas. We are hiring engineering technicians to support the crash test lab." They are specifically describing an engineering technician passive safety crash test lab. Quote, "The passive safety crash and sled test team is responsible for executing, analyzing, and reporting on crash and sled tests within required program timelines, primarily focusing on vehicle development, regulatory certification, and consumer protection crash testing. Team consists of test engineers and engineering technicians specializing in vehicle and mechanical, instrumental and ATD, anthropomorphic test devices or crash test dummies, and imaging." So far, it's unknown what the purpose of this crash test lab will be, but many speculate that it is simply because Tesla's newest vehicles will be coming out of Giga Texas. As they iterate on 4680 Model Ys and launch the Cybertruck, they can build the car and test it right next door instead of shipping across the US. I would assume for now that Tesla will open multiple crash test labs, but we'll have to see how that all develops. I would imagine for their third generation platform, which is supposed to come out of Giga Mexico, they might end up building a crash test lab specifically for that car in Mexico. Next up today, we've known for a while that Tesla plans to get into the lithium refining business, among other things, in large part due to their massive need for raw materials. These will allow them to scale up production, and this week Tesla officially held a groundbreaking ceremony for their lithium refinery in Corpus Christi, Texas. The event started with Elon rolling out in the latest Cybertruck, and then Elon started the event by talking about this refinery and detailing the capacity of this refinery. He said it will be one of the biggest lithium refineries in the world and will produce lithium for around 1 million vehicles and produce more battery-grade lithium than the rest of the North American refining capacity combined. A few representatives spoke, and then Elon detailed Tesla's plan to break ground immediately, as was already happening behind them, and then finish construction next year with full production around a year later. He detailed that it's extremely fast compared to normal standards, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see at least a few delays here. They detailed how they are working on new innovations to ensure the byproduct of refining can be reused in construction and be easier to deal with. They are looking at 30% improvement in processes, big reductions in costs, and detailed how ideal this location is. It brings a lot of talent, is close to Austin, where their headquarters is, close to ports, and this refinery will bring a very clean refining process. Elon even said you could live at the refinery and it would be fine. From there, they took the shovels off of the rack on the truck and did the official groundbreaking. This is a small ceremony that will take some time to see fruition, but it will be huge for the future of Tesla. While they still will absolutely be using suppliers in every area of the battery supply chain, this will allow them to add to that supply, improve on it, and potentially move to bring costs down even further long term. Selling an electric car is not normally an enjoyable experience, at least it's not how I like to spend my weekends. On top of that, I found that most dealerships grade electric cars on outdated combustion engine standards like odometer. A car might have more miles, but mileage does not necessarily equal battery health. That's why when it was time to sell my 2018 Tesla Model 3, I tried Recurrent. Recurrent's team of battery scientists compares one EV's battery and range to thousands of others to get offers from dealerships that place a premium on cars with good batteries. On Recurrent's site, I entered some basic info about my 2018 Model 3 mid-range, and their estimate was a little over $25,000, which included a $700 good battery premium. So I entered my contact info and they got started on collecting offers. While that was happening, I went to a few other national sites to check their offers. The first site thought my car was long range based on my VIN and still only offered me $22,000. After entering all details on another site, I found out they weren't even buying Teslas, and the last site's estimate was $24,000, closer to Recurrent's estimate, but I'd have to go negotiate with dealerships to get that. Recurrent got back to me with several offers for my Model 3, and the best offer was from an EV specialist in the Bay Area called Ever Cars. They offered $26,000 to $29,000 based on a virtual inspection, then came to my house to pick it up. Overall, it was great. I got a better price and found a dealer I wouldn't have found otherwise. If it's time for you to sell your EV, click the link in the description below to sell with Recurrent. I think you'll be glad that you did. Next up today, we have some updates on the upcoming Cybertruck, including new sightings and accessory teases from Tesla. First, a Cybertruck Alpha prototype was spotted recently on the Fremont test track. During Tesla's Q1 2023 earnings call, Elon Musk confirmed they're still producing Alpha versions of the Cybertruck for testing purposes at their pilot production line at Giga, Texas. A lot of these tests, though, happened at Tesla's Fremont factory, where this one was spotted. In this photo posted on Cybertruck Owners Club, you can see the Cybertruck's giant windshield wiper again, so at this point, I think it's safe to assume that the Cyber Wiper, as some fans are calling it, is here to stay. A lot of people have made fun of this wiper for being so big, but as long as it works effectively, I don't have much of an issue with it. What's new though is the placement of the daytime running lamps, which now appears to be between the front trunk and the front bumper. At the Cybertruck's unveiling, Tesla showed the previous design, where the function of the running lamps was being carried out by the one light bar across the front. This change is likely because, since then, the front trunk was changed to open more like a Ford F-150 Lightning. There are regulations requiring the DRLs to be visible from 180 degrees at all times, and that previously wasn't the case when they were attached to the trunk. So this new light placement could be a confirmation that the Mega Frunk is also a finalized design. There's also a new video of the truck doing laps on the test track, and in this shot, we can see the entire side profile of the truck clearly. There haven't been any changes to the side mirrors as of late, so those will probably make it to production also. Back in 2021, Elon said they're required by law but designed to be easy to remove by owners. We haven't seen it without mirrors for a while though, so I wouldn't get my hopes up as to that still being the case. This truck hasn't delivered yet though, so we'll have to see, and we'll have to see what Tesla's solution would be if you can remove those side mirrors. As for the interior, at Tesla's Corpus Christi Lithium Refinery groundbreaking, we could clearly see the most recent Cybertruck interior on display. This is what Tesla had on display at Investor Day, showing two front seats, an updated rounded off yoke steering wheel, single large center touchscreen, which is reportedly 18.5 inches, and updated interior paneling. When Elon stepped out of the Cybertruck, we could see that this is clearly that same interior. At this point, I think production is going to look very similar to what they had on display here. At the same time though, the Cybertruck had one big modification, a tool rack specifically designed for it. You can see it clearly here holding shovels and flags, and it's obviously designed precisely for the Cybertruck. This is one of the biggest teasers yet we've seen of Cybertruck accessories, and this comes directly from Tesla. Tesla has shown renders of Cybertruck specific accessories in the past, like this amazing Cyber Kitchen, but especially considering when these were shown, we knew they likely wouldn't actually be something that Tesla ships. They also have shown a render of a Cyber Trailer, as well as the well-known Cyber Quad, but this time this tool rack is real. It's showing up in real life. Tesla actually had it on display at this event, and it's very exciting for the future of this truck as production nears. It's a great example that even if the Cybertruck is kept hidden very well, Tesla is actively working on it from every angle. Here's a great photo of the rack from behind at the event, and we can see how perfectly this fits on the truck and just how useful this odd Cybertruck shape could become. Drew Baglino also posted that he had fun muddying up the Cybertruck after this event, so this tool rack definitely functions well with the truck in operation. One potentially disappointing detail is that reportedly, Drew Baglino confirmed that this was custom made for this event, and he, quote, doesn't know if it will be made. At the same time, though, he said Tesla is making lots of accessories for the Cybertruck, so maybe that kitchen could become a reality. We have heard from other sources that Tesla has a specific Cybertruck accessories team. Reportedly, quote, the accessories team is designing products for multiple customer personas, off-roading, camping, Baja racing. So this rack could be an example of this type of accessory that Tesla might make. They are ramping so well in so many areas of their business that we may finally see them be able to spend some true R&D on useful accessories for the Cybertruck. Especially to start, I think this may prove very effective, but Elon Musk immediately commented on what is more important than Tesla making accessories. He said, more importantly, there are lots of mounting points for third-party hardware on Cybertruck. There are already pre-orders for some pretty incredible Cybertruck accessories, and Tesla is definitely taking the right approach here. It's great to see that they are starting to demonstrate the Cybertruck's versatility by building their own accessories, even if it's one that doesn't come to production. Someone will make this, and the Cybertruck has the mounting points for it. While that's all exciting, the Cybertruck first has to come to production. On that front, Tesla has reportedly secured a large order of interior parts for the Cybertruck worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Tesla's Cybertruck production program is expected to have a significant long-term impact on the EV industry and the pickup truck market as a whole. Last month, Tesla shared photos of this new revolutionary production line, and you can see that production is getting very close. Now, a report from a Korean interior automotive parts manufacturer has confirmed a large order from Tesla. They say it has been confirmed that they have been able to order all the A, B, and C pillars installed in the Tesla Cybertruck. The parts contract period is until 2028, and related sales are expected to reach 300 billion won, or nearly 230 million US dollars. This company also has deals in place with Korean automaker Hyundai, and they already have established manufacturing facilities in the United States to support Hyundai and Kia's production here. It would make sense that the parts they're talking about will come from those factories, since the Cybertruck will be manufactured in Texas. Tesla has maintained that Cybertruck production will start this summer, and its delivery event is supposedly scheduled for somewhere around the end of Q3. Volume production isn't likely to be reached until 2024, though. Some people can hardly wait for that, so we've been seeing a lot of parody Cybertrucks. The Cybertruck was created to compete in the 2021 Gambler 500 Rally, which is a competition for cheap vehicles where owners are encouraged to build with funny themes. This one is a stripped 2001 Acura MDX with a plywood Cybertruck body. It's actually street legal, registered with a clean title, insured, and has a vanity Cybertruck Arizona license plate. It was listed on Facebook Marketplace for $2,600, and it has officially been sold. So if you really wanted this one, you might just have to make your own. Next up today, we have a few updates for Tesla's FSD beta and package. While this software is constantly improving, we often don't talk too much about it since Tesla has promised a lot and been very late to delivering a little thus far. The main drawbacks right now are the price and constant driver supervision required to use this system. The latest version Tesla is pushing to employees is 11.4.1. According to Elon Musk, this release will get progressively wider as confidence grows. While Elon praised a lot about version 11, it seems that version 12 is what is really on his mind that could lead to a bigger release. He tweeted about version 12 saying, quote, arguably version 11.4 should be version 12 as there are so many major improvements. Version 12 is reserved for when FSD is end-to-end AI, from images into steering, brakes, and acceleration out. In response to a video of the FSD beta operating in Canada, Elon said, once FSD is super smooth, not just safe, we will roll out a free month trial for all cars in North America, then extend to the rest of the world after we ensure it works well on local roads and regulators approve it in that country. Seemingly, that trial would allow anyone and everyone that owns a Tesla to see the improvement Tesla has made here, and that subscribing could be worth it for you. As for the smoothness of the beta, Elon added, we always prioritize safety over smoothness. After we achieve a higher tier of safety, then we polish the experience. Very important to be both safe and smooth for new users to be comfortable with FSD. Then he further added regarding a free trial once this system is smoother that the awareness of the capability of FSD is still shockingly low, even among Tesla owners. I think a major reason for this is first off the $15,000 price tag for this package that still requires constant supervision. Then it could be the fact that Elon has made a pattern of promising full autonomy this year for the past few years without fail. Many Tesla owners likely just don't believe any of it anymore when it relates to FSD, even as Tesla is making huge improvements to the system. That said, it will be interesting to see when this version 12 may finally arrive, what improvements it may may bring, and if Tesla ends up offering this free trial or not. It's still far from being worth $15,000 in my opinion, but I would absolutely love to be proven wrong here. Last up today, some updates from other automakers. Recently, Ford's business numbers for EVs came to light, showing how much progress is still ahead for their EVs. Some recent numbers show their margin is -40% on EVs, and they're hoping to be -20% soon, whereas Tesla is at 11.4% today. In response to this, Elon Musk showed some support, saying, quote, "Always tough with margins for new vehicle lines, especially when there are major technology shifts. I think Ford's overall strategy with EVs is smart. The electric F-150 Lightning has high demand. Ford is moving in the right direction, but has a lot of tough work ahead. That said, their F-150 Lightning is on track to reopen orders soon. They plan to reopen them on May 9th and make orders available even without a reservation. The Post says 23 model year F-150 Lightning order bank opening to all customers 5/9/23. Of the trims available, there is the XLT, Lariat, and Platinum, with Pros sold out for the model year. So now in a certain sense, this car has eliminated the base model, and it's only available at the higher pricing, and it goes up to around $100,000 for the Platinum model. Ford also notes that certain models under $80,000 will qualify for the full $7,500 tax credit, which is great to see. While they work on scaling that truck and the Mach-E, it looks like they could be planning to introduce an electric Explorer in the future for the US. They unveiled this car for the European market only, built on VW's MEB platform, but now have hinted at it coming to the US. Quote, "In contrast to two world crossovers, what we believe will be a very saturated market, we believe Model E can be highly differentiated in markets where we know the customer well, like the three-row utility space." While they aren't directly saying this is an Explorer they plan to introduce, the Explorer is Ford's best-selling SUV and the best-selling three-row mid-size SUV in the US. Seeing as they've already introduced an electric version in Europe, bringing it to the US could make a lot of sense, although I imagine they'll be trying to build it entirely on their own platform. That's all the latest Tesla news for today, so in the meantime, if you want to see the latest with Tesla's weirdly lower range, long range new Model 3, you can check out that video linked up here or in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.